Evening, everybody. It's about 9 o'clock. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. You just missed Joe Colton's painful gas sounds. But as they say, pre-show is the best show. But be sure to join us for the rest of the show after you listen to our kick-ass theme song. We'll be right back. Hello. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. How's everybody doing this evening?
It's Friday. Long weekend. It's exciting.
I got a 2-month weekend.
All right. We're going to take intros a little bit out of order today, in order of length of things to talk about. But joining me here in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Honcho, Mark Weber.
That's what I'm talking about. And I'm just happy to be part of the Horseman reunion that we got going on tonight. That's what I'm, full strength, full power.
If everybody's on the show, it must be time for a tier list.
Oh, because when one of us is missing, it's the fans who have a tier list.
It's laying it on thick there.
Right?
Dad joke. Get used to it.
And below the honcho there, bottom right, he just been released from
that's it.
From the penitentiary for a couple of months. It's the first day of summer vacation for Racktime Rob.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Oh, freedom.
There should be a song.
There's some years where getting to the end of the school year is just like sprinting to the exits in a burning building.
Dude, first day of summer means he's staying up and watching Letterman live. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Except there's no talk show worth watching anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes Jimmy.
Yeah, his shows.
Which Jimmy?
Any one of them. They're just made. They're just made for YouTube.
No, Fallon is an abomination.
He's got some good skits, but not.
No.
I like Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel's good. I like Kimmel.
Yeah, Kimmel's good.
I could put up with Kimmel, but Fallon needs to. No, he needs to be fired.
Fallon played with Trump's hair on air and then was like, "Wasn't me."
Yeah.
We still don't forgive him for whatever role he had in Conan O'Brien losing that game.
Yeah.
For Team Coco.
Yeah.
Here at the
I didn't know that.
I don't think he had.
Did he have a part in it, or was it just like
he was just the best?
Yeah, I was going to say. We ran Leno's dying, and we ran Conan off. Now what do we have?
But it's guilt by association.
I guess.
And then, of course, our host with the most to talk about here in the intro segment. She's the co-hostess with the co-mostess. It's the queen of G.I. Joe cosplay. It's Joe Colton, everyone. Bottom left.
Hi, everybody.
You're loud
it's Friday night.
You are fired up.
I am. I've had a lot of caffeine today. I was so wired that I shut all 3 of my laptops down from work and forgot to sign my timesheet. So I had to go and I went into the bedroom to relax just to snooze. And I woke up from my nap and I was like, I forgot to sign my timesheet. Oh my God. And then it's end of month. So I'm racing back in and it's a long weekend. So yeah, I was wired.
And then she rode her Peloton bike for 2 hours and she doesn't have a Peloton bike.
She's hopped up on monkeypox vaccine.
Les is very concerned.
Yeah, well,
I think that's just the standard operating procedure. Is that Wes is concerned?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
I was gonna say that's his natural state, isn't it?
I would say his doomsday clock's at 11:30, probably normal.
More like 11:47, and
right.
He's like, "What?"
Right. I don't think he has a DEFCON 1, right?
Not anymore. Yeah, I feel like I have him on edge so much now that he's just like, oh, this is status quo. Like I can just relax now.
There we
Well,
go.
at least that was my plan and how to train him.
How's that going?
Great.
Oh my God! So Colton,
Yeah.
you have already had a fascinating and fun and frolic-filled evening. Tell everybody why.
Tonight
Tonight, yeah.
I watched Obi-Wan and
Oh my God,
Stranger Things.
Weren't you in a video that premiered this evening?
Was I?
No, that was me.
Oh my God.
That was me and my new
It
Star
wasn't.
Sapphire.
No, it
outfit.
premiered. The fan series premiered on Wednesday.
Oh my God. So just the updates I've been getting are off. Okay. My bad.
I was like, what did I do tonight?
All right, that's on me. That's on me. I wasn't even looking. I didn't see a time or a date. I just saw until today. And then it was like, oh, well, today it's 7. So come on with us at 9, and then it'll all. So regardless of me getting the day completely wrong.
Yeah.
I've totally watched. Can you tell?
Yeah. So I am part of a fan film series for the Orville, and we're doing obviously a fan film, but it's a series, not a film. And we're on episode 3. So you can go to the Smoke 007 on YouTube and take a look. I am a captain of a ship called the Starliner. And I'm very sarcastic. It has moods.
Imagine that.
Did you do any research for this role?
Right. Truly some out of the box casting on this one.
No, I'm really caring and like so my friend Eric is the main protagonist, and I'm his bestie, and I'm the straight shooter bestie with a little sarcasm. So
is William the bestie that gets killed in a space battle?
So he is the first officer on Eric's ship.
Okay.
So yeah,
So-
it's called the Eisenberg. We named it after Aaron Eisenberg from Star Trek.
So he's the one that gets to pull William out of still water.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yeah.
Save him from his bathtub.
He does. So William on the show kind of mimics William in real life.
All right.
Even puppets are attracted to him. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was going to say something, but I might get in trouble. Let it go.
No, we like William, so I don't want to say
Yeah.
something that might be construed as hateful.
Nope, that's a
No,
lot.
it's not. It's like
Nothing but love.
actual puppet, like Muppets, like hand puppets, Muppets. Like
Right.
Like
No, we
Waldorf?
followed you.
Yeah.
We understood everything about what you just said.
Yeah.
We're just, okay.
We weren't confused by the idea of a puppet
Nope.
being on the show.
No, that's the trouble with tribbles, though.
yeah. There's actually it's interesting. Well, that's episode 2. Episode 3 is it focuses more on war and effects of war and comrades and some PTSD.
So we will get a link for that up in the comments once we're done here tonight. But please, once we're through, head on over to the Smoke 007 and check out both previous parts and the new, as of Wednesday, part 3 that starring, among others, our very own Joe Colton.
And let me know what you guys think. Thank you.
I enjoyed the first 2 parts, so
Yeah.
I'm sure I will enjoy part 3.
Did you see the puppet episode?
Again, I'm trying to
Be a good person,
yeah.
That's why he's plugging your damn show right now.
right?
Yep.
There, look, you've known me for many years now, right? Like, if there wasn't a camera on, if this wasn't being recorded for posterity,
There
we'd
would be
be-
jokes.
there would be jokes, but there's a camera on, and
Yeah.
some sense of decorum must be maintained.
It's
And
really
William is not present because, as you know, the best abuse happens face to face.
right. Yes.
I am not.
Yeah.
I don't talk behind people's back.
No.
No, that's what I'm here for.
So I will tell you guys, like, I had very few scenes with William, but it's better than him being attracted to moments.
Yeah.
That is words of wisdom from Mr. Sean Russell.
Yes.
Yes.
That is excellent. Well done, sir.
I do look forward to him getting his spot in the series. So yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. And that wraps up the plug the damn show portion of our evening.
Yes.
Mhm.
So good night, everybody.
See ya.
It's not quite time yet. We got a lot left to do.
Oh,
Did
sorry.
A lot left.
okay.
Joe Colt, do you have a question?
I was gonna say I don't know for local or people coming in, but there's going to be a giveaway for AwesomeCon tickets starting tomorrow, and if you have to go on to Instagram.
So let's hold off on that till we get to the
Okay.
on part of community calendar.
Well, I didn't know.
Spoiler.
Nobody since nobody who is on the official AwesomeCon guest list ever told me that was happening.
I just
June
found
14th.
out.
Since this, the people that have this on their schedule for months in advance did not
AwesomeCon.
actually
said-
say, "Hey, let's get this on community calendar."
I said AwesomeCon. I sent you a list.
I think you thought you said awesome Kong, and that's different.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kong is different.
She retired.
Oh.
She retired. She was awesome though. You gotta give credit where credit's due. She was pretty
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, big deal.
But okay.
You have to say that Awesome Kong would not be the last Godzilla versus Kong movie.
No, that was not awesome.
No, it was stupid.
It's okay. Godzilla still wins.
But
What's
the real
important-
losers are the people who had to watch it.
Right.
What's important is that Rob's not bitter.
No.
You a Kong fan? You like gorillas?
I saw it at home, and it was just terrible. It was just a bad movie.
Rob saw it at home and still walked out of the theater.
Yeah, I really did.
But,
I literally, there was a giant dinosaur thing and a giant monkey fighting on film. I started my laundry. I didn't care. That's
If you're
bad
watching
that
us
movie was.
if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, be sure to give us some kind of an emoticon. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you. The number one thing you can do to support us is like the channel on YouTube. So please, if you're on Facebook, head on over at some point and subscribe. Like the video, come on back, leave a comment once we're done. Do all those cool YouTube things because we really appreciate it. We're still trying to grow this. We had some good traction this week for the first time in a while. So thank you to everybody who's new. And thank you, of course, to everybody who's been with us the whole time. We do really appreciate it. So what do you say now that we've wasted a good quarter hour of everyone's time?
Mhm.
You move into community calendar.
Yes.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on your mind? Wants to know? Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community Calendar.
Man.
That's an advance. There's a lot of lag because we got some weather over here. So if things cut out, we're sorry.
Oh, man. If it cuts out there, it's the Joe and Mark show again. She's getting in the car.
We'll send a postcard from Oz.
Wes,
Right.
keep the engine running.
It's always good to have a getaway driver.
Maybe we'll have William drive tonight.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Just to get more views.
Jesus.
We could play 20 questions with him.
So anyways,
Here's the question. Are you going to stop at that red light, William?
Yield! Yield!
Shake, shake, shake. Signs point to no.
No. What is this yield you say?
That's the thumbnail on that episode.
Right? That's why William gets in so many car accidents, because he yields to no man.
Oh, he's one of those guys that explosions happen after him.
Oh,
And
boy.
he's like, oh, look at that. There's like this big ball of fire.
Wonder what
behind
happened to
it."
cause that.
Right? As he drives towards the camera in slow motion.
Smiling.
wind blowing his hair. So good.
It's so anyways, first show is tomorrow, or Sunday rather. Sunday the 29th. That is the Yo G.I. Joe Collector's Toy Show in Orlando, Florida. A good number of shows just dedicated to G.I. Joe. We've got a Terradrome on display. We've got a flag on display. Be sure to check them out on Facebook if you need more details. That'll be there from 9 to 3 on Sunday.
Yeah, get there early before that little redheaded bastard sinks the flag with his night raven. Yeah, that's my boy. It might be, actually.
Mark Weber Jr.
Yeah, that might have been me.
And next up, of course, Awesome Con that we just found out about. That is the week following, June 3 to 5. You can find out more at awesome-con.com. That is at the Walter E. Washington Center in Washington, D.C. Is Walter E. Washington, is that the guy they named Washington, D.C. after, Joe Colton?
No.
I don't think so.
Thanks for selling the joke, Joe Colton.
No.
Oh.
I'm horrible at jokes. Why would you want me to be your wingman?
You want to hear a big joke? Never mind. Joe, your Maeve is incredible.
Looks just like her.
Right?
So usually when I reveal a new one, I don't put the photo up. However, people were asking, and we're doing a whole group thing. So there's going to be a boys group, and I'm Queen Maeve because I'm tall.
Yeah, you are tall.
Being used for my height.
Guests include Haley Atwell, Anthony Daniels, Giancarlo Esposito, Melissa Joan Hart, Fred Van Lente, former G.I. Joe writer, Timothy Zahn, and of course Joe Colton, and many, many, many more guests. Please head over to that website and to check it all out, because there's a ton of them. I got to say, that Awesome Con website is about the best con website I have encountered.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
So I didn't know this. I found this out today, but there's an entire panel section dedicated to science and space.
Okay.
Neat.
Which I didn't even know. And so now I'm like, can I just go to the panels? And they're like, no, you're guesting.
Well, this also lets us, we should start up a contest. Which of the people on the guest list will get Joe Colton too much liquor?
Yeah.
I hope it's Haley Atwell. That'd be a hell of a story.
I feel like she and I could probably drink, but I feel like she's not a big drinker.
Yeah.
Although Giancarlo, I think, is.
But
I bet he's even a cool drunk, right?
Yeah.
I think he's cool falling down stairs, probably. I think he's cool, tying his shoes. He's just got that down.
Michael Rooker is. I've drank with him.
I bet he can put it down.
Oh, yeah.
all I know about Giancarlo Esposito is when Giancarlo Esposito shows up, shit's about to go down.
Right?
So that's every time when he showed up in The Mandalorian,
Yes.
I paused it and went, oh shit.
Right?
And so now every time he comes on screen in anything, I'll pause it and go, oh shit.
Now I'm not
He's
going to
a
name
great actor.
I'm not going to name the show because I don't want to spoil anything. But didn't he once get blown up, adjust his tie before he died?
Yes.
Did he?
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was him.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic.
What
So
movie?
Friday, June 3rd, as everybody pointed out, you're doing Maeve.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, June 4th, traditional Wonder Woman, or movie Wonder Woman, rather.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, you're dressed as somebody who is about to attack the person that broke into your room.
That
No,
looks
that's-
like Star Trek Discovery.
That's
Yeah.
your from Discovery, yes.
So I made Maggie and I made a scant.
You're a little intense in that picture, is all I'm saying.
I know.
She's probably just having to deal with Star Trek fans complaining about Discovery.
Actually, I wore a scant, and they were like, "Did you know that like they only really had it like for a couple of?" And I was like, "I don't care. I just want to wear a dress that I made with Maggie."
I'm a little surprised that it's Wonder Woman after Maeve.
Because the boys is premiering, like the boys group is premiering all their costumes on that Friday.
On Friday?
So,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. Because the basic rule is, once you go red, you never go back.
Right.
I mean, it would be nice if one of these cons you'd show up in a G.I. Joe costume and maybe plug the damn show. But
Yes.
I
did plug the damn show on my bio for this con.
That's true. That's true. I guess. And if you go to the phenomenal website for Awesome Con, you would see that is true. And I'm not lying about that. Okay. That website, that is the easiest to work website I have ever encountered for a convention. It is fantastic.
Really?
I know you know them. I know you know the Awesome Con people, and I want you to pass that along. That website is great.
All right.
Tell the people
my
in
friend
town.
Mike, who has no ability to get to this show, wants you to know that your website is phenomenal.
See, I thought they were going to do a virtual part as well this year. That would have been cool to have
maybe.
some.
Yes.
But apparently
A lot.
not.
We're plugging a lot of Joe Colton products today.
I know.
Coming up next, Joe Colton brand ginger ale.
Hey, it's extra dry.
It's extra dry.
Extra.
It's extra Canadian.
Open up the can and just powder comes out.
Puff of smoke.
It's ground ginger.
Oh God.
Just add water.
Mazel tov.
Honestly, if anybody should get a ginger ale sponsorship, I mean, come on.
Right, you're kind of the guy.
The ginger.
100%
Silly
real
not to.
ginger. Yep.
Silly not to. But moving forward, our next show, of course, we've learned about the last couple of weeks because these people can send me emails. Thanks to Doug Yellow. That's Dallas Fort Worth G.I. Joe and Action Figure Show.
Punch
That's
you right in the dick.
Oh!
June 10th, 11th, and 12th. Look, honey, don't do me any favors.
I hate you right now.
That is at the Grapevine Convention Center in Grapevine, Texas, just outside the scenic Dallas area.
God.
But, you can find out more from them on Facebook. You can also email them at dfwjoehost@gmail.com, as you can see there in the picture. But Dallas Fort Worth G.I. Joe Collectors Club is a big presence on Facebook. So if you need to know more about this show, that's a great place to get your information.
Is this the same one that the G.I. Joe Museum is connected with, or no?
I think it was. I'd have to go back and look.
Okay.
This show's been going a long time, so it makes sense if it did.
All right.
I know they started doing this show around the same time we started doing CoilCon, and that was a long time ago. So
you're aging yourself. Don't tell people how old you are.
I didn't. I said a long time ago. The people already know that I am 86 years old.
But you look fantastic, I gotta say.
I look amazing for 86.
You do.
Yeah, when you hit 87 though, you got that Just for Men stuff. I mean, you got to let a little salt in, man. At 87.
Look, man, the I don't have gray hair. I have the occasional white hair. Mm-hmm. So when this goes, it's going to be like Bob Barker. Like,
oh, really?
It's not a bad look, man. All silver is not a bad look at all.
I'm pretty excited for it, to be honest.
No silver fox or just white?
It is just like the white hairs that I get are just gleaming white.
Oh.
It's
Think about the Magneto cosplay options. Oh,
absolutely.
It's going to be good.
I can be Magneto at the subway or something.
Still mad that it's Magneto. What? Magneto. So I read it as Magneto my whole life growing up.
Really?
And then, well, he's not the master of magnetism, is he?
He's the master of magnetes.
And one of the best villains ever, and his last half of his name is Nito.
Nito.
It's a problem.
Oh my God, you just made me snort.
It's a problem. When the X-Men movie came out, they're like, he's Magneto. And I'm like, oh no!
Super Nito.
Oh no, I've said it wrong my whole life. And it's awful, but okay. canon apparently. So I'm along for the
Diana Davis
ride.
wants us to know that there's a tiny show going on in her neck of the woods. Forgot to tell us about. She's going tomorrow. It's called Celebration. It's a Lionel Richie con.
Yeah.
So absolutely correct. That is the biggest
Yep.
Lionel Richie con in the lower 48 states. They do have a
Pretty
bigger
much.
one in Alaska, but
Have a great time.
Lionel. Ooh.
absolutely. Lionel. Oh yeah.
That's like a Mecca place. Like you go there and you get lost.
Okay.
And you have fist fights over Jon Favreau Mandalorian figures.
Yay!
And I like
Society.
I like Jon Favreau, but
Strangely enough, they're from his film Chef.
didn't try real hard on the exclusive, apparently.
Oh,
Just saying.
really?
Yeah.
Like this year's exclusive?
Yeah, isn't just Favreau's head on a Mandalorian body?
I think it's the
I
on
had no
that
idea.
the heavy gunner Mandalorian body, like the
Ham.
Well, he
Yeah.
is a heavier guy. He's not gonna be like
just-
Amando.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're like subpar.
All right,
like
Chris,
It's
minimal
Happy
effort.
Hogan. It's Happy Hogan with a dark saber accessory.
Chris
Right.
Chris Farney has a piece of information for us. There's a 12-inch museum in Oklahoma, not affiliated with our DFW show, not officially anyway. Okay, so
Oh, okay.
if
Because
that's there you go.
Dallas wouldn't be affiliated with Oklahoma anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oklahoma.
There's some rivalry there.
Right. And of course, winding up community calendar tonight, the Tampa Bay Toy Expo. That is on June 11th from 10 to 4 at the Hilton Garden Inn in Tampa. Free admission, free parking. Find out more information at tampabaytoyexpo.com. Thanks to Brad Glynn for this one. So if you're down in Florida, get on out to the Tampa Bay Toy Expo. All it's going to cost you is gas, which
Nice.
is significant.
Yeah.
But hey, it's something.
Still got to outdraw the Devil Rays. Oh,
That's not hard. That's setting a low bar.
Yeah.
see how I went retro with it too. Devil
Sir.
Rays.
Look, man.
Sir.
You're I don't know who that's a slam to because they don't have any fans.
It's true.
Sir.
Hey,
Stop,
they're selling out this weekend because the Yankees are in, and all the Yankee fans in Tampa are going.
Stop winning, Tampa. No one likes you.
They're doing it out of spite.
I had
Right.
a kid today ask me what NFL team I like, so I told him Steelers because that's who I root for.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, they stink. And I'm like, 6 rings, baby. And he's like, we have 7. And I'm like, only New England fans. They get credit for a Tampa Bay title because it was their guy that won it.
Yeah.
Jackass.
I
You
mean,
got
I,
7. No, you
You're
don't.
arguing with like 5-year-olds?
A 6th grader, actually, yeah. But
Yeah. Hey, look, kids got to learn.
yeah.
like normally I'm critical of the fans around here because when Peyton Manning went to Denver, a lot of Colts fans suddenly found Broncos jerseys.
Right.
But even when the Broncos won a title with Peyton Manning, nobody around here claimed it as a Colts victory.
Right?
So kudos to Colts fans for at least not being that deluded.
Yeah.
Huh.
Stick with your squad.
Right? I know you're rooting for laundry, sure, but what can you do?
Nope, they're just rooting for Tom. As long as Tom keeps winning.
That's
Go
all, Tommy.
He
Go
won,
Colts.
he won an esports title in the offseason, so now they've got 8.
What
So that's good.
he took home the homeowners association bowling trophy too, so they got 9.
He won the Publishers Clearinghouse. That's 10.
You got 5.
All I know is he had. Look, all that matters is he had 2 cracks at Eli. Came up empty.
Right. That's the point. If the Celtics win the NBA title, that's number 11 for the Patriots, so that's good. Just saying.
Joe Colton, what are we working on there?
It's part of it's in the machine, so like a Starfire costume.
Okay, all right.
No, Star Sapphire.
Star Sapphire, sorry. Yes. These star costumes.
Starfire's a redhead. Just saying.
That's true. I've done that costume.
Just saying.
And depending on the version, that may have even less fabric.
Yeah, as I recall, ain't a whole lot of fabric on that Starfire costume.
I did the top and shorts,
Okay, fair enough.
not the half naked version.
Just not the bachelor party version.
Yeah,
All right, good.
not the one where I'm being paid to
Right.
entertain.
Right.
So you know what? I'm going to play community calendar thing one more time because it's got that weird picture
Why?
of Joe Colton's foot.
No, stop!
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind? Wants to know. Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
Take your word for that.
And you
'cause
wonder
there
why
is-
she doesn't she doesn't plug the show.
there is no visible foot in that image at
No.
all. So that is, I'm going to take that just, on.
That's the greatest piece of video editing that I have accomplished so far. But that leads us to the news. All right, first news item. Well, I never.
You forget yourself, madam.
Earlier this week, it was leaked on the Hasbro Pulse website. Got this image from TNI. But there was a Hasbro Pulse selfie series that was being showcased. It wouldn't be made available. There were all kinds of base figures available with little customized heads. You could Snake Eyes, as you can see in the picture here. There was Iron Man. There was a Ghostbuster. There was Spider-Man. There was all kinds of stuff available. I'll read you straight from TNI's website. Not sure what to make of this strange section that temporarily appeared on the Hasbro Pulse website called the selfie section. From the looks of it, there appear to be figures of Hasbro's various 6-inch lines: Star Wars Black, G.I. Joe Classified, Power Rangers Lightning, Ghostbusters Plasma, and Marvel Legends, where you could have a head sculpt with your own likeness put on them. Each one was listed with a price of $60 each. The section was discovered under a developer link on the site, which is accessible via Google. Just do a Google search for Hasbro Selfie Series for it to come up. I don't think it's going to come up for you now. What's not clear is whether this is something Hasbro is actually planning on doing, or if they're just testing something on the website. The actual selfie section now appears to have been removed, but they had a number of figures listed for the various brands, including some that even indicated they were going to be store exclusive to Best Buy and Walgreens. Each listing had a known figure body like Snake Eyes, Iron Man, Mandalorian, and Red Power Ranger with a generic head sculpt on it. Not even sure how Hasbro could pull such a thing off as a general release, which makes TNI lean towards this not being an actual product they plan to release, but who knows? Who knows indeed? But it was there for us all to see for just a couple hours the other night. I did catch Jay's tweet about it, so I did get over to see it, but it was gone within a few minutes of that. So we of course got our crack graphics team to work on that to see what that would look like with our $60, and this is what we came up with.
You know what? Seems legit.
There you go.
Not bad.
Joe
Although
Colton.
a bobblehead.
This is
So
Joe,
what can Candy Apple?
Joe, that's what my life feels like.
Does your body get tired of carrying your gigantic head?
No, my body gets tired of carrying this show. Oh!
It hasn't done that for months. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to do that for a couple of weeks for after this either,
Time to go get tan on a beach.
right?
Ish.
Bum.
Ish.
So after you run back in after 3 seconds, what do you do the rest of the
Right. No, that's why I'm going to the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, well, there you go.
Can't go. You don't go in the water. You go to the beach. It's windbreaker weather. So
Right. There.
yeah, solid.
Their sunny season is over.
Yeah, when they say the Oregon beach is beautiful, they mean that's code for cold as hell.
Right.
Look at the
They're,
scenery.
Their sunbathing season was Tuesday and Wednesday, and Mark
That's
missed
it.
it.
From
That was the whole thing.
Didn't they do this a couple of years ago with the Titan Hero figures? I thought they did. For like $50, you keep your head on Iron Man or something. But no adult likes the Titan Hero figures, so it didn't go very far, as I recall. But Anyway,
Yeah.
if you want to make this work, just put yourself on a Cobra Commander head and send in your head wearing the hood, like a Cobra hood. And there you go, hooded Cobra Commander. Might be the only way you get it.
Joe Self has an interesting statement here. This is a cool idea, but the classified has different sized head pegs. I tried to switch Duke's head on Zartan's body and vice versa, and they don't match. So, I think part of that is just that Duke was in that first wave of figures, and maybe things weren't quite into place yet as far as the standard specs. Hooded Cobra Commander 788 says, I would do this. I don't care about the body. I'll just put my head on Cobra Commander. Well, of course you would. That's
It's in the name.
You kind of have to, don't you?
Wow, I said hooded Cobra Commander, and poof,
He appears.
Just appears.
Candyman.
But Matt Rubin adds, there have been third-party companies that will print your head for specific 6-inch figures, but they are costly. Yeah, I thought I've seen that, and I thought that $60 tag was pretty low, especially considering the demand that a project like this would have. So
maybe that's what they're counting on.
Yeah, maybe
Make it up in volume.
I don't know. It for a company whose plan is to take the current supply line crisis and pass every single price increase along to the consumer, I don't see volume as being their MO. So, I mean, I don't want to criticize anything these folks are doing on the creative side, because it's really Classified's been great. Really, G.I. Joe products have been great for the last couple of years, but yeah, some of this price stuff's getting a little out of control.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Anyway.
pretty sure the business plan wasn't to leak it online off your own website and gauge reaction.
Yeah, I mean, that's developers, though. They don't care about that stuff.
Just saying, sloppy.
Yeah, it's true. True. Anyways, next news item. That's right. That's your cue. Sorry to bother you from working on other projects during the show that you know happens every week.
Hey, Scott.
I multitask, sir.
Mm-hmm. We're the last couple of days of Operation Recall. As you can remember from us having our good friend and former co-host Carson Metaxas on the show a few weeks back. May 31st at 11 p.m. Eastern is the deadline to get your submissions in at www.operationrecall.com. There are certain parameters you have to keep it under as far as how much material you submit, but they'll take anything that you want to give in regards to your idea. If you got sketches, if you have character ideas, if you've written a file card, anything along those lines, be sure you're getting that together and running your final drafts, because it's almost showtime. Operation Recall ends again May 31, 2022.
That's big time. I love everything he's doing with the site, with his own, I won't say side hustle because it's a lot bigger than that.
Right.
Salute.
Yeah. The book, the site, this project is just brilliant doesn't do it justice. It's fantastic. I do not have enough superlatives for Operation Recall.
I do, but I don't give that stuff out for free. So, let's talk.
Well, I mean, we can still make this a super chat.
Ooh.
No, we can't. It's too late.
It's not a super chat if Rob and I aren't echoing. Then it's a super chat.
Super chat.
Yeah.
Pay for your compliment.
People were like, "This sucks. I may not stay," and now they're like, "I wish they'd do that again."
Right? It got us a $300 plus donation to World Central Kitchen, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Look, man, with great power came no responsibility, and it was awesome.
No, and yet we handed out money anyway.
Yeah, Uncle Ben was dead wrong. Get it? Dead wrong. Okay.
Oh, we got it.
Moving on.
It wasn't quite that good.
No. It really wasn't, but whatever. Dock it from my pay.
Right. Next news item. Oh, thank you. Remember, measure twice, cut once.
That's right.
She nodded us off.
Is she so gassy she has us muted?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
I think it is. Look, we've had her do the next news item sound a couple times, and both times she actually remembered to take herself off of mute.
She's
So
paying
that,
attention.
at least she's plugged in here. It's much better than normal.
See? Now that's why I have it on mute.
She is gassy.
Yeah.
That's just a naugahyde. Rub it on the chair. Don't make stuff up.
But after action report, Kickstarter is continuing. It is funded. You may pledge with confidence. It is running now through July 5th. So no worries there. Get on over, get yourself a book. Heck, go back and pledge enough so that you get both books. Get volume 2 and volume 1. They are well past their goal. Goal was only $7,000. They're up around 10,000. I'm getting the exact total because I love doing tally board stuff.
Right?
Let's go to the tally board, Jerry.
We are at with 39 days to go. $9,753. So we're well past that $7,000 goal. If you got in on volume 1, get yourself volume 2. If you missed volume 1, just pledge to get volume 1 and volume 2. So go for it. Knock yourselves out.
They're just waiting for a Robo Skull to do a flyby and have a couple $1 million fall off.
Right? Well,
Right?
Sure, yeah.
Drop a crate load of cash.
That's it.
But make sure you get it on your calendar. No big hurry. Running through July 5th. Next news item. All right, call sign Longbow continues, running through June 11. That means we got 15 days left. Remember to go back, check out What's on Joe Mind 215 for more of the details. Again, this project is funded. We've seen a couple of stretch goals get hit as well, and including this afternoon. And I went ahead, I made sure to thank Troy and John for a Friday afternoon reveal. You know how I love Friday afternoon reveals, Mark Weber, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like
Last week, I sent it to you.
Like Super 7's Red Ninja Target thing this week. Yeah, I'm too late. I already downloaded the slideshow. I'm done. I'm out. You guys, it's just a crummy Storm Shadow repaint. I don't care.
A lot of red ninjas lately, though.
Right?
For Miss Golden.
Oh my
Or Mrs. Wristlock, I should
You're right. Exactly. It's Ms. Colton or Mrs. Wristlock.
Fair enough.
But today's reveal, of course, that at $183,000, Ghost, the Steel Web Infiltrator, receives a gear upgrade, becomes a deluxe figure. All Ghost figures ordered will receive this upgrade for free. Again, we have to get the total to up to $183,000 before that'll happen. And making pretty good pace to do that sort of thing. As of right this second, call sign Longbow with 15 days to go, $155,738. So it's more than doubled its original goal. And just about doubled its original goal. And so we're comfortably in. Pledge with confidence. This project is going to happen. It's just a matter of checking boxes on stretch goals. Get your finances in order. Pledge this thing early so we know what stretch goals are in store for us in the project going forward. Remember, Kickstarter does not charge you until everything is done. So if you pledge tonight, it's still not going to charge you for another 15 days. If you pledge 15 days from now, it'll just charge you 15 days from now. So might as well just pledge now, get it done, get counted, go towards these great stretch goals so that everybody knows what they're going to get.
That's right.
That gear upgrade, a new hat.
Ooh.
A jaunty beret, perhaps.
A rock fanny bag to hang around. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Matthew Comstock says we need that Gopnik army. Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we absolutely
There's
do.
Another one of my favorite projects right now, right? Troy and the crew are killing it.
Occam's Razor says someone needs to make Honda Lou and Pythona. I would crowdfund that, or the Prisoner Girl and Gladiator from the Mass Device. Well,
No,
you know, we're not going to tell you you're wrong.
I'll
But,
give you Pythona.
Yeah, those sound like Super 7 projects to me.
I'll give you Pythona because she is the only missing relevant Cobra Law piece.
Yeah. Not that they wouldn't be great. I'm just saying that they wouldn't be my first choice.
You know how many Honda Lou figures they'd sell? Like 110. No offense, right? But that is a deep cut. Right? If you want to make, Snake Eyes the Boy George dancer, I get it because it's Snake Eyes. But
she was
Honda
a background civilian character that was so popular she never appeared again.
Nobody wants Bongo the Balloon Bear, right? Come on. Those are Star Wars figures, right? Where they're like, we have made absolutely everybody. Then somebody goes, no, wait.
We found someone in the cantina.
Right? Yep. Here's a cantina guy who was
The
passed
fans have
down
been
the
clamoring
corner,
for this since 1977,
right?
or at least on their 8th watching when they've noticed that guy for the first time.
Diana Davis agrees with me. Yeah, right. I mean, we're at Star Wars. We're pretty well down to like making figures out of the crew, aren't we?
So bad.
Yeah, cameraman Bob,
Larry the boom mic operator is all it's.
Key Grip.
Yeah. Isn't there Gold Shorts boom operator guy from Star Wars? It's a big deal. I'm serious. Look him up.
Oh, now that you say that, I remember him.
Honda Lou. Like when I went and walked around JoeCon, when I was working for Hasbro, my first JoeCon, and I asked everybody, what's the one figure you'd like to have made that hasn't been made yet? Or the one modern version, right? And it was actually Hardball and Fast Draw. I think were the most popular ones. But there were lots of options, and a few people were like, Honda Lou. And I was like, okay, I'll write that down.
Goodness.
Honda Lou.
And that's it for the news.
The Honda Lou fans are like the Visionary fans.
Like not many.
Not many. Deep cut.
Small but vocal.
I got a Visionary figure made, just saying. While I was there.
Good on you, man. Good on you.
With my borderline mystic powers.
Right.
Hey, wait, right after I made it, they were like, okay, you're good. What'd I do?
Good job,
made a
man.
Visionary figure.
I made Action Man. Don't you know who I am?
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Doing a tier list because we hit that 45-minute mark and our live viewership jumped about 25%. Like everybody's like, oh, good, I don't have to listen to them do the news. I'm just going to show up.
Nothing happening anyway.
We need a Cody countdown when we do our tier list, right? 45 minutes to the tier countdown.
It's our tier list pregame.
Yep.
Occam's Raider's going to defend his girl here. Hate for Honolulu, LOL. Where's the love? Cute girl in a cowboy hat with freckles. That is G.I. Joe. Well, hey, man.
That's the start of every brand brief I ever read was like, what is G.I. Joe? Honda Lou.
Cute girls in cowboy hats with freckles.
Freckles.
Now, does the cowboy hat have freckles or does Honda? Anyways.
The cowboy hat has freckles. It's strange.
So it does bring us to tonight's main event.
Woo-hoo!
We'll get Michael Buffer out here. You're gonna run your there. Oh my God, running the machine on microphone.
I put on mute.
You're a butthole.
The show or the machine?
Yes. Yes. Both.
Welcome to Craft Corner.
Right.
I'm your host, Mark Weber.
It's It's the most expensive take of Lazy Bastard Customs of all time,
On this week's show, how to measure an inseam.
right?
Brr.
Carefully.
How to make a Star Sapphire costume out of 2 feet of material.
Apparently, that's about 6 inches too much.
What to
But,
do with all the leftover material?
But it's time for the definitive G.I. Joe character list for 1986. Let's take a look at the big board, everybody. As you can see, we got 29 spots here. Brought to us by the good people at tiermaker.com. I just had to close out a toilet commercial. Go team. You'll see that we do have a four-headed beast here with the supporting cast of Mission Brazil. They will all be ranked as one entity. But strangely enough, Sergeant Slaughter is here twice. Because he also was released twice in 1986.
Okay.
I have to wonder, is this the first time that... no, it's probably wasn't the first time, because there's any number of lines out there that just had one character and he got him in 15 different outfits.
Yeah,
but,
it's called Spider-Man.
yeah.
Batman.
but
Batman.
But in 1986, like, those were just part of other superhero lines. Like, Batman was one guy in the Superpowers line. We didn't get a second Batman in Superpowers. So, we didn't get a second. We did get a second Spider-Man in Secret Wars, but at least he was wearing a different costume.
That's fair. Is the second Slaughter the Iraqi sympathizer Slaughter?
No, it's mail away Sarge
Mail in and
triple T Sarge.
All right.
So they are two different things.
Or as I like to call it, Triple T Sarge and Thunder Stole My Hips Sarge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thunder backup Sarge.
Right. That's how you get the belt off Sergeant Slaughter. You just steal his whole piece.
Take the thing, he put the belt on.
That's
Up
right.
first, we have the AVAC, Air Viper Advanced Class. He was certainly a status symbol to us as kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you had that guy, meant you had a Terradrome, and that meant you were pretty cool. Mark Weber, what do you think here?
I love this guy, but I'm a sucker for vehicle drivers and pilots, and especially the rare ones, the harder to get ones, and the ones that came with accessories, because those are kind of rare. This guy came with a damn fold-over parachute, right?
Right.
Like a pretty good rig that came with him. So, and he looks slick.
You could argue that he came with a pack-away vehicle.
Right? I loved this guy, and that's going to cloud my judgment like crazy because his overall impact, truly, on the brand and the franchise was not that much.
Negligible.
Right? Yeah. So I realize that I'm totally biased, but I'm gonna, for a guy who made no impact, I'm still gonna make him a corporal because I love him.
All right, Racktime Rob, tell him he's wrong.
You're wrong.
I know I'm wrong, but
I mean, cool figure, comes with a great play set. Firebat's cool. Nobody knows this guy's name even. They don't know what Air Viper stands, that AVAC stands for. He's a private.
Terrible name. I'll give you that too.
Yeah.
AVAC.
Yeah, it wasn't until the club some years later that we got an Air Viper regular class.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's like he got promoted from HVAC.
You would see them on the cartoons sometimes, but other than that, there's nothing there. He's private all the way. As most of the Cobra Troop builders are.
Wait, Joel,
you saw him in the comic book once, the issue that they introduced the Terradrome.
Back me up, Joe.
I thought about it because of what he comes with, but I can't do it, sir.
Man, if you back me up, it would be 2 versus 2, and then Mike would just win on seniority.
Yes.
But still.
I would just ignore you and put him in the private.
Fine. We got a lot to go. Moving on.
We got to save our fights.
Yeah.
We got the Bat.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Bat is a little bit more of an argument because the Bat is not only in its 1986 form one of the more popular Cobra Army builders, but the Bat keeps coming back. Like every time there's a a renewal of GI Joe, there's either some kind of android trooper. If it's not necessarily called a bat, there's some kind of robot that Cobra's got to do its fighting for it, or it's the bat in a different form, all the way up until even Paul Aller's book a couple of years ago, which is the most recent relaunch of the property that wasn't the Snake Eyes movie. So the bat has a bit more heft to him than our friend the Air Viper. Racktime Rob, what do you think about the bat?
As a character, I mean, there's no character.
Yeah, no, there's none there. But in terms,
as a figure, as a concept, the bats are cool. I mean, but it lets the Joes blow things away with indiscriminate rage on the cartoon because they're robots. So who cares? Slip that by the censors. It's a neat idea. It kind of definitely marks a corner. It's another turning point into sci-fi for the Joe property, which was big, this particular year. So I put him Sergeant.
Mark Weber. Oh, Joe Colton, you've joined us.
Go ahead, ladies first.
Joe Colton.
Wait,
Yeah.
he's gonna bring it all down. She hates all things cybernetic.
She hates the robots.
I do hate the robots. However, as you've stated, even now in the Classified series, they've come back and they've made them even cooler than they were, and people love to build them, and they're in every iteration for Cobra. So
what ranking would you place the bat?
I put him a sergeant. I agree.
Mark Weber?
I mean, I think he's on that sergeant, straddling that major line a little bit. I don't think you get better as a troop builder than the bat, but again, troop builders always have some kind of ceiling because there's no individuality to them, right?
Right.
So I could be swayed either way.
I tend to think that because the bat is never a character, the highest I can go is sergeant, and even that is partially just popularity doing the talking.
Would you say sergeant is the capper for a troop builder?
In a lot of cases,
yeah.
Okay.
In a lot of, like if there were some stories out there, some really long-lasting stories that had individuals from those ranks doing important things, like there's been one-off stories. Like I remember that one episode of the cartoon where there was a female Strato Viper.
Right, and Crimson Guardsmen over the years.
Right.
There have been individuals that do stuff.
Right, there was potential there for them to stretch a little bit higher, and because there's just nowhere else for them to go, because we're using, we're using the toys as the guide. Otherwise, we'd be here all day picking apart all these other, So yeah, there's potential there, but I don't think the bat, by definition, as just a faceless, soulless android, gets any of that love. I think popularity and reusability gets it to sergeant, and it's probably on the low level of sergeant, but that's pretty good for troop builder.
Not bad. I thought I might have to go general to counterbalance Joe, because I was sure she was going to private this guy.
I was sure she was going to hate the
robots, right? If you're not a Borg.
She didn't even care for the Borg that much.
Borgception.
So up next, it's the guy we know and love. It's the guy we came to see. It's Beachhead.
Which version?
Well, I mean, he's got his green balaclava there.
No, I meant with crotch or without crotch.
That is
fully crotched.
Becrotchioed. And or is that crotchioed? I don't know.
Oh.
Anyways, I think everybody thinks that because Beachhead's my favorite character, I'm just gonna throw him at the top of the chart, and they're absolutely right. No, it's not what's gonna happen.
I assume there was a level above General that you were going to reveal here, right? Beachhead, then General, then
Field
Major.
Marshal,
then General Beachhead.
Right.
Sergeant, Major, General Beachhead.
There you go.
But Beachhead is a guy who has a lot of fans. He certainly had a pronounced role on season 2 of the old cartoon. He was around a lot, but didn't necessarily have things to do for some of the comic incarnations. Larry's never used him too much in the main title. I think Beachhead is a guy who's at the sergeant line. He's kind of he's got potential to be more if somebody would ever do something with him. But I think what's out there and his fan popularity puts him as a sergeant. Feedback, Mark Weber.
I think that's pretty dead on. Like I think he could. I think he has the capacity for more, but he's never been. I don't think he's ever been a darling, right? Of any of the writers to really dig in. So
yeah, like he's had some moments even where he got really good individual stories, but then nothing was ever built on that. Like there's a good foundation there for Beachhead, I think. But we don't know anything about him as a character. We know he can do a lot of stuff. We know he's an incredibly competent soldier, but that's about it, right?
Yeah. But for speaking of the popularity, I think he's the kind of guy. Whenever a Joe fan sees him on the crew for like the mission, right? Here comes the Tomahawk, the Beachhead's on it. Everybody's always happy to see him.
Right.
Right. This is a guy we like, a guy we trust. So yeah, I think he's a sergeant.
Joe Colton?
Yeah, I'd put him on the sergeant. He was very popular in the cartoon.
He was fourth in command.
True.
Right, or fifth. I don't know. Something like that. Depending on where they put Sergeant Slaughter, right?
Well, I mean, he was a demigod. It's hard to put him in a chain of command.
Hercules stepped down from Olympus.
That boulder is too large. I could lift a smaller one.
So, but yeah, I think Beachhead is a high half a sergeant with the potential maybe to be more someday. But right now he's just there. He's a guy. He's certainly above the rank and file, but doesn't have the clout to get much further than that. So everybody in the comments is now disappointed because I didn't try to pull any shenanigans.
Right.
Up next is Claymore. Although he looks,
you're not asking my opinion.
No, I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care at all.
What is happening?
What do you want, Rob? What is it? What do you have to say?
I was going to put him a little higher.
Well,
I think he's like Shipwreck in the fact that very popular in the cartoon, not a lot of use in the comic, and every time G.I. Joe comes back, who's in an early assortment? Beachhead.
Right. Even more so than Shipwreck, even. But I think more was done.
I mean, we're still waiting on Shipwreck and Classified.
I think that's the difference is more was done with Shipwreck from a story standpoint.
True.
Like there was never Shipwreck got a lot of heavy lifting to do from a character standpoint throughout Sunbow and throughout other incarnations of the animation and so Beachhead never got that. He's had a couple of highlight stories in some one-shot comics, and that's about it.
Sometime down the road, some new brand manager we don't know yet, who doesn't know the brand at all, is going to make him like a bleached blonde surfer guy, and he's going to be all shaka bra, and it's going to be amazing.
That happened once. I think it was Spy Troops or Valor versus Venom or something had Beachhead talking like the surfer guy.
Oh man!
Because they thought it was actually like a beach.
So up next is Claymore, and Claymore is a fun figure and hard to find, but he didn't do nothing. So Private.
Yeah.
When I was collecting G.I. Joe, I did not know he existed.
Yeah, I found out very late, but I was excited. I liked him more than the other Brazil guys because he was at least unique.
Yeah.
Right? He's the Sky Striker of that group, the figure. So I like him, but he never did nothing.
No, there's not a whole lot of impact there. He got an arc in IDW's G.I. Joe, and that was about it.
He got a story, I think.
Yeah, he got a story.
Sure.
Up next is Cross Country.
Private.
Yeah.
Wow, that was said with some disgust.
Yeah, we don't like the belt buckle.
So nobody likes the belt buckle, but so Cross Country. I mean, the argument is
some people really like the belt buckle.
Look, so anyways, the argument for Cross Country is corporal or private.
Private.
Everybody's got him on private. Okay.
Private.
A little higher. He's better than Claymore, right? But not
a non-entity in the comics and a twit on the cartoon.
Yeah. If he didn't come with a fantastic A+ vehicle, we wouldn't even be talking about him at all.
Well, he didn't.
You don't like the Havoc?
I wouldn't call it an A+.
Ooh, Havoc's a big deal, brother.
I like the Havoc, but it's not like if we were doing a tier list of vehicles, the Havoc would not be making the general class.
I think you understand.
Yeah, I think,
The Havoc is the first of those G.I. Joe vehicles where you look at it and you go, it's kind of Army because it's green, but really that's a rolling death trap.
Yeah, well, I'll give you some of that. And I never liked the ones where the guy sat in the cockpit like totally face down.
Yeah.
Or face up. Like, come on. But I think if it's your personal opinion, can't argue with it. But I think you're underselling the overall popularity of the Havoc.
I think the Havoc was miscast on the cartoon as a tank. I think the Havoc is a mobile artillery unit, like the Slugger, more so than it's a tank.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
it's a behind the line vehicle.
So I got thumped on that one 3-1. So cross country will be a private. Up next is Dial Tone. And Dial Tone is another one of that class of 86 guy that had a whole lot of spotlight shots on season 2 of Sunbow and then wasn't seen again. And in fact, probably the most significant thing Dial Tone has done since then was get recast as a woman in Resolute. So, Mark Weber, where do you have Dial Tone?
I loved Dial Tone because he's the first Joe from Oregon. And that was a big deal for me as a kid in Oregon. But originally, when he came out, I looked at the file card. And I'm like, communications guy, that's Breaker. I don't need a communications guy. What are they doing? So if there was an internet, boy, I would have been pounding on those keys. What are you trying to do? Room alive? But he's so cool looking. Love the gear. Love that he's more high tech. But it's just dull. There just wasn't ever much going on with Dial Tone. So cool sculpt, cool gear. Love that he's from Oregon, but just dull still. That's private territory for me. Even though I always liked the figure, it's just dull.
Joe Colton, where are we going on Dial Tone?
Private.
Wow. Rack time, Rob.
I was gonna go Corporal.
Oh.
Yeah,
because he does get some play on the cartoon.
Yeah, I don't have him any higher than that either. I thought he was fun on the cartoon at least. He was a lovable schlub.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the few guys on the cartoon who was introduced who wasn't a total jerk. A lot of the 86 Joes, I mean, basically when they show up on that cartoon, they are unlikable SOBs.
He's better than the other privates we have up there. I'll give you that. So
But Ed Bagaluca says female Dial Tone premiered in IDW, got a figure early in Rise of Cobra, and then showed up in Resolute. Okay, so good.
Yeah.
Good, Ed, good points.
Yeah.
More action in 28 to 2010 than Jack Morelli ever did.
Look at that mustache. Jack Morelli got plenty of action.
Well, I mean, you know it. He was one of the few guys on that Sunbow series to get a date.
Right? Free mustache rides.
So I like Dial Tone as a corporal. I'm going to go with Rob on this one.
All right.
And
I'm not dying on that hill.
I look at the private line, and Dial Tone is more than those guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
He's got a little bit more of an oomph. Easy. Oh, there we go. Okay. Getting killed by the lag today. Up next, Dr. Mindbender. I think Dr. Mindbender is the first time we get into the upper tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and start discussion there, Rob?
I'm still kind of debating where I want to put Mindbender. I'm kind of between General or Major.
I think
I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards General just because his character does have a big impact.
I think in terms of story, you're probably right. But I think in terms of overall impact, like I look at the other guys we have as generals, and it's Duke and Roadblock and Snake Eyes, and Dr. Mindbender doesn't quite have that cachet.
I know. That's why I'm kind of like,
he's definitely a major, but I'll like I said, I wanted to hear you guys talk about it. So, Joe Colton, what do you think about Dr. Mindbender?
Probably a major for me. He's very popular. He's not a general, but he's like a high major. But he's not as popular as like the big ones, like Cobra Commander, Duke.
Is he important? Definitely.
Hugely.
Yes.
But I don't know if he's popular enough to pull off general. Mark Webber, what do you think?
It's like Grandma Weber always said, skin to win, baby. So, Dr. Mindbender, for me, to be a general, you have to can't quite imagine the brand without him, right?
Right.
And he's just not quite that, but he's still incredibly valuable and present in almost every incarnation, right? So, yeah, up there with Major. And when Little Weber got that Mindbender figure, he couldn't wait to rip open that plastic, grab that cape, and put it on Serpentor. Man, did that look good on Serpentor instead of that crappy little green cape they gave him. So my Mindbender was even more fabulous, right? Because he was just pro wrestler, basically.
Right. He was fighting Ric Flair.
Yeah, and losing, but okay.
Of course he is. He's a bad guy.
Yeah. Well, it's Flair.
Well, so is Ric Flair. But anyways, moving on. We get a good handle on Mindbender there. I thought there was going to be more of an argument there. Gatorade Bob with the line of the night so far.
No shirt, no shoes, no general.
There we go. Nowhere to
No
pin
stars
that.
on your shoulder.
Well done, Bob.
Wait a minute, wasn't Zartan a general?
He's got
that half shirt thing.
A removable shirt.
He's got, yeah, of course it's removable.
I guess all shirts are removable, technically.
Right.
I would hope. If not, you've had it on too long.
Gung Ho was a major, right?
Gung Ho was a major, yes.
All right.
So that brings us to General Hawk. And this is one where I thought there was going to be a fight. Because throwing his name, General Hawk, out, I don't know if he's a general on our tier list. And so, Mark Webber, talk to me about General Hawk.
I mean, it doesn't even make sense to say General Hawk is a major. Like, huh? What are you doing?
It's backwards.
No, he's the guy, and this is the iconic version of him. Because even though in 82, I'm looking at file cards, I'm like, oh, well, this guy's the boss.
Right.
He didn't look like the boss.
No,
right?
he was a schmo.
Came with a terrible vehicle, nothing other than the silver, nothing terribly compelling about him. This is the version that's a big deal. This is the version that was in charge. Unless you just were a steady devotee of the comic book and knew that, spike-haired Blondie Hawk was the boss. This is the guy, and this is the version. And I can't imagine him not being a general. This is Hawk, the leader of G.I. Joe.
Joe Colton, any thoughts contrary to that? Rack time, Rob?
I want to say general. And in fact, I'm not going to fight anybody who wants to put him up on general.
Good.
But there's one nagging thing about Hawk. Nobody knows the general public doesn't know he's in charge.
Right.
I'll give you that.
My feeling on it too is that the leader of G.I. Joe to most casual fans is Duke. Mm-hmm. And to most fans who don't like Duke, it's Flint. And so, yeah, where does Hawk really fit into that? Like, if we're just going by the Larry Hama comic, he's a general, no question. But past that, like, he had a...
Well, I mean, on the season he's on the cartoon, he's very much in charge.
He's very much in charge, but he's like, there's no real character given to him. He's just the guy that's in charge.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't have that deep character development that Duke got.
Look, Duke at least had jokes and head trauma.
Well, that's true.
I mean, Hawk just stood there and shouted things at people.
That's true.
In a fatherly way. And he was there for the movie. He was there in other incarnations, but he never did anything in those. So if he's a general, he's a weak general. I tend to think he's more in line with the guys we've put at the major level. in terms of impact to the character. I don't think he's a bigger deal than, like, if you talk to most fans, he's not a bigger deal than Shipwreck. He's not a bigger deal than Gung Ho. I got him. He's a major to me.
It's okay. I can agree with you and be wrong. If you want to say General Hawk is a major, then again, Major Storm is a corporal at best.
Right. We had Colonel Hawk as a corporal. So
yeah. Major Barrage
like
is a private, pretty sure. So
where was it? It's here, Viper Scout kind of sums up my thoughts very succinctly. Hawk is a major, iconic but not indispensable. And you can do G.I. Joe 100 ways and not have Hawk involved with it, because you got Duke and you got Flint and you got other guys that can run the show. So
if you want to trust a sergeant and a warrant officer, I guess.
Look, it worked in the biggest growth periods for that property.
When was that? 86? When this figure came out?
No,
84 and 85.
No, 84 and 85 when the cartoon premiered.
I guess it depends how you want to define it. 86 was when it made the most money. So it may not have been the biggest growth, but it was the high watermark fiscally.
That's it. Hey, look, I'm just saying he got on the bus when it was already going full speed.
He was in 82.
No, he wasn't. This guy wasn't in 82.
That guy wasn't, no, but
he got a much cooler upgrade. So I'm going here unless somebody can talk me out of it.
I don't think anybody can talk you out of it.
Way to make me sound like a butt, Mark.
I'm just saying. General Hawk's a major, okay.
And I think
hey, all of our generals are sergeants.
That's your point.
You know, Kurt Roca says Hawk in a spake suit.
Oh,
give me the Deke Hawk. Oh, now we got something to talk about.
Right.
So yeah, I don't see him as being a bigger deal than the guys we've had at major.
Let's take it to the fans.
That's a terrible idea.
Let me know. Just sound off.
That's a terrible idea. We had somebody trying to make the bat a general. I don't know.
Yeah, and someone wanted Honolulu.
Right. Up next is Iceberg.
Let's talk to the fans. That never works.
Joe Colton, how do you feel about Iceberg?
Cool guy, cool sculpt. I remember him from the cartoon. He was in the cartoon.
He turned into a killer whale.
Yeah.
He tried to eat wetsuit.
Eat wetsuit. I want him to be a sergeant.
Ooh.
However,
That's a lot.
Right, but I want him to be a sergeant. That doesn't mean he is a sergeant.
You're gonna have to give him a personality transplant.
Right.
Yeah.
I reluctantly and sadly, he is either a very low corporal or a very high private.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Okay.
I cannot decide which, but I can go either way.
My feeling on Iceberg is the same as they are on Dial Tone.
Yeah.
Like he showed up, he got some spotlight run in 86 there. He hasn't done a whole lot in any other incarnation, but he's got more of a cachet than the guys on the private line.
Yeah.
Being on season 2 of Sunbow might not seem like a big deal, but in regards to the casual fan, it's a big deal. So I got him as a corporal, unless anybody has some major objections.
Nah.
I just remember as a kid, it was a cool sculpt, and I liked snow troopers because I grew up around some snow. But I was so mad that he came with one gun, and the gun was ridiculous.
Yeah,
It was
super
like
large.
5 inches long. Like, what are you gonna, with no bipod or anything, right, to balance it? I just imagined him running around like most of the guys with the Final Fantasy swords at conventions, who are super excited at 9 a.m. and by noon they're carrying it with 2 hands. And by
Right.
3, they're dragging it. Like, bad idea to bring the cloud sword. So that's my only beef with Iceberg. But yeah, the basic idea of, not a lot going on, but he's better than the private row. Yeah, all right.
Right. Up next is Leatherneck. And Leatherneck's a guy who, again, another run from the class of guys who had a star turn in season 2 of Sunbow.
Mm-hmm.
But his star turn in season 2 of Sunbow might have been the best one. Some of the best episodes in season 2 are Leatherneck episodes. That said, we never really saw him again. He had a spotlight in the Hama comic because he got mad at Outback because he thought Outback had abandoned Stalker and Snowjob and Quick Kick and Barovia. Like he was the antagonist. He was a butthole. And that's about all he had for the comic book.
But then again, his file card says he's a Marine drill sergeant, so that and butthole.
Yeah,
Right.
Him being a hard ass kind of seemed in character.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, again, it wasn't out of character, but it certainly he's a great corporal, but he's a corporal. Anybody?
I'm not gonna fight. Not gonna fight to make him sergeant. But I think he's better than the other 2 corporals.
Yeah, I lean towards him just being a little bit more of a sergeant, just because you're right. There's a lot of the better episodes in season 2 are centered around Leatherneck.
Yeah, and he did have that buddy relationship with Wetsuit. So yeah, you know what? I'll give it to him there.
But he's a low sergeant. He's not as good as the other 2 sergeants.
Yeah, probably not.
Just saying.
But yeah, the Rotten Egg is one of the best episodes. I agree. That's one of the ones that I had in mind there. That one and Let's Play Soldier. Great episode.
Yeah,
Both of them Leatherneck episodes. Up next is Lifeline. If we're going to talk about the Sunbow cartoon, easily the most annoying character.
Oh, without a doubt, 100%.
Yeah.
But as such, a pretty well developed character for a cartoon guy. Did get some run in the comics, even if he was just the dude who showed up and gave the sit rep of, yeah, Grand Slam got shot up pretty good, Hawk.
Again.
Right. Again.
Grand Slam stumbled in the path of some bullets again.
But
Maybe he should stop wearing bright orange center mask.
Right.
Says the guy wearing red.
Lifeline is a guy who people remember. I think he's a sergeant. Joe Colton, I know you hate him, but
I thought he was very annoying.
he was.
But people remember him, and he is popular with the pacifists.
Rack time, Rob.
I like the figure. I hate him.
He was a little bit better in the comic, where that pacifist vibe was a little bit more chilled out.
Yeah.
But, Mark, what do you think?
Oh, I'm in a tub full of piranha, but I won't touch that gun to pull me. You're going to pull me out with. You idiot! I hit him with the gun and let him drown.
It's a Monty Python episode. I need out of the army, General. I don't like the fighting. Are you a pacifist, Collins? No, sir. I'm a coward. I joined for the travel and the water skiing.
The water.
Yeah, you can make him a sergeant. That's fine. He's better than the corporals, but not much.
What wasn't that the Python episode with the 124th Interior Design Brigade?
Something like that. And it might have been the start of the general who stopped sketches when they got too silly. No, it's got too silly.
Right.
It started as a nice bit about post boxes attacking young men, but now totally off the rails.
So up next is Lifeline's running buddy, Lift Ticket, who was a nice counterpoint to Lifeline. They got paired up a lot in the Tomahawk in Sunbow. But there again, didn't get a lot of run anywhere else, and isn't really particularly memorable past that. I've got Lift Ticket as a corporal.
I think that's high.
Oh, Lift Ticket even got some spotlight run in Sunbow, so I'll give him that. I don't think he's any worse than Iceberg or Dial Tone.
He's better than the privates. That's fine.
Yeah.
Although I think Mike might be trying to curry favor, so Lift Ticket will sell him a microphone at half price. But
I still have my Lift Ticket microphone from 1986.
I think I do too, but I don't want to try to verify that because I know I'll be wrong. I never liked the head on Lift Ticket.
That's a goofy head.
Yeah.
He was a guy that they definitely did better in 25th anniversary. That was a good figure.
Yeah, it was a good pick.
Because he still had that goofy grin on his face, but that helmet came off and his head was human sized.
Yeah.
He wasn't like Nick Adams' little brother running around.
Yeah, he looks like he was once a man.
Right.
That face looked like they had to scrape him out of the mold and it got
right, and they just went, whatever. Kids are buying the helicopter, not the figure.
Exactly. Which is why I would have put him as a private.
Up next is Lowlight.
Oh, get ready. Look at that.
So Joe Colton is ready and willing to go here.
Like a dog that heard the whistle.
Yeah. What? Is that the can opener running?
Ain't been a whole lot of Lowlight around the G.I. Joe.
Now back to what's on your mind?
Whoa.
Did you hit a wrong button?
No, that was on purpose. So Joe Colton, give us your favorite male Joe. Go ahead and give us your...
He's a sniper. He's amazing. He has great sculpt. He was Moody before Moody was in the cartoon. He's fantastic.
I liked Lowlight on the cartoon because he was kind of a jerk. One.
Yeah.
But they also crafted a character around that gave him a good reason to be one.
Yeah.
Lowlight got 2 Spotlight episodes, and both of them played into his past. We got a pretty fully rounded character for a guy who wasn't in the Spotlight a whole lot.
Oh yeah. And he's memorable.
Yeah, and he is also very popular with the fans.
Yeah.
And I think that pulls him up a little bit past that corporal line and maybe into the low part of the sergeant line.
Oh, okay. I was thinking high sergeant, but okay, we can.
Because we haven't seen him again since.
Listen to me. It doesn't matter. That 25th anniversary figure is Chef's Kiss, sir.
Yeah.
It's Pursuit of Cobra.
It is wonderful.
Yeah.
It is wonderful. You'll get no argument from me there.
Even among Pursuit of Cobra, like that's a top 10 figure all time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
agreed.
Good. Yeah.
It's got the pre-lost bullet and everything.
Yep.
But I got it. Just again, we just haven't seen a whole lot of him story-wise. Like there's not a lot of. He's a cool character. There's not a ton of impact for him.
Doesn't matter.
But I think he's a sergeant.
Okay.
Were you not paying attention to the beginning of that where I said he was a sergeant?
No.
And you're trying to disagree and say he's a sergeant.
Well, I'd like him to be a major, but you won't give him that. So
he's not
enough. There's not enough of him.
It's fine. It's fine.
He's got a dark as hell file card.
Yeah.
Right? Like
that original style card, yeah.
Look, man, go watch whatever that Nightmare episode in season 2 is.
Yeah.
He's having the flashbacks with his dad yelling at him. Holy crap, that's some dark stuff.
Yeah.
But he's great.
No, he is great. He is great. I wish they would use him more. But as it is, I feel like we're stretching a little bit to get him on the sergeant line. And
I don't think we're stretching.
I wish we didn't have to stretch.
I don't think we're stretching on the sergeant line.
Up next is Mainframe.
Yeah.
Ragtime Rob, talk to us about Mainframe.
Now we might be stretching to get someone on the sergeant line.
I
like Mainframe. He's got some good play in the cartoon. He's got he's got that really nice Spotlight issue where he gets introduced in the comic, issue 58. But that's about it.
Mainframe has been a popular guy in recent years as far as use in the comic books. I would say Mainframe has a lot of staying power.
Yeah. I mean, the nature of his job, I think. He's a novelty. He's a little bit of a nice guy to have in 1986, but he's an absolute necessity today.
Right.
Computer
Mark,
guy
I can stretch him to sergeant.
Computer guy landed Zorana and Scarlet. I mean, dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Fair enough. I mean, I got him on the sergeant line.
He's
I don't
better
think
than the corporals.
Oh yeah, no question.
But he's not as good as any of the. Well, he's as good as Lifeline. I'll give him a tie with Lifeline on the bottom rung of the sergeant ladder.
I think,
but not because of annoying factor.
I think Mainframe's got maybe everybody on the sergeant line. He might have more going on for him than anybody, but I think he's a sergeant.
I'm cool with that.
All right. Joe Self says, these rankings hurt my soul, but I have to remind myself that this is definitive. No ifs, ands, or buts.
That's right.
That is correct. Good job, Joe Self. That's a very mature take.
Yep. Major Hawk would be proud of you.
He would. Is that a promotion from Colonel Hawk?
I guess. No, it wouldn't be.
Up next is the 4-pack of Mardi Gras Mission Brazil figures. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop them right here next to Cross Country.
Yeah. Even though I got to give respect to Mainframe for his Mark Webber cosplay.
His big red head. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah. The only one of those 4 figures worth the time is the tan leatherneck.
Yeah.
And the Mission Brazil was just kind of a one-shot thing that they only sold at Toys R Us. It got a nice nod in a convention pack later on, and there you go. There, that's it.
I had no idea that existed because, again, no Toys R Us in Bend, Oregon. So when eBay was first coming around, late 90s, and I'm like, I got a little bit of money, so I'm out of college, and no kids, sucking my wallet dry yet. And I was looking back at all these shows I never knew existed, Night Force and all this cool stuff, and I saw that, and I'm like, yeah, I need Claymore. That's it. I'm good. Never needed the other 4. Like,
yeah. I mean, in Bend, Oregon, did they have electricity in 1987?
Oh, no, that's cold.
Just like in Bend, Oregon, from the lack of heat.
Right? That's where Night Fox is from, Bend, Oregon.
That's right.
Yeah, show some respect.
Up next is Monkey Wrench. And Joe Colton, you got a Dreadnought thing going on. What's up? What's up with Monkey Wrench?
No, you just cut out for a minute, and I was like, what is he saying?
I just thought you weren't paying attention.
No.
Monkey Wrench. Where you got Monkey Wrench?
Didn't we have, like, the rest of the Dreadnoughts, like, corporals?
I think sergeants and corporals, and I don't know if Monkey Wrench is a whole lot different than them.
Yeah.
I don't know if Monkey Wrench is even that high.
He's better than those privates. Look at the privates.
Pete
Those
Benson.
privates are all on WCW Thunder, right? Like,
right.
They're straight to YouTube. So don't diss Monkey Wrench like that. It's not his fault. Not his fault they gave him a fork for a rifle.
It's a harpoon gun.
Maybe
with
it is.
With one shot, apparently. Don't miss.
Right. But his thing was explosives. I kind of dug that. But I got him as a corporal. He was just kind of filling space.
He's better than every Dreadnought that came after.
No.
Like
not Road Pig.
No, Road Pig.
No.
Road Pig was better.
I'll take Monkey Wrench over Road Pig 8 days a week.
No.
I'll take Road Pig over just about any of them.
No, Weber, no.
Motor Viper is next. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll get to Road Pig when we do 1980 whatever.
If not for the articulation, you'd think he was one of the adventure people. He doesn't even have a Cobra symbol on him.
Right. I got him on the private line, and that's okay. I think the most prominent thing that the Motor Viper did was a whole lot of them got their asses handed to them in the first episode of Arise, Serpentor, Arise. Up next is Roadblock. And I think this version of Roadblock is equally as iconic as the one that came before, and heck, I was a general. So let's go ahead and just get our first general of the day. Anybody have an argument with that?
Nope.
Nothing? Nothing. Joe Colton is
No.
tuned
It's
out.
Roadblock.
It's Roadblock. Exactly.
Look at Action Figure Expert going nuts in the comments down low.
Okay, there it is.
Naugahyde.
Yeah. I mean, Naugahyde's, I kind of like him. I'm not going to lie.
I do like Naugahyde, but he's no Monkey Wrench. Come on now.
He does have a boar.
Yeah. He
Okay.
kind of is a bore, I'll be honest with you.
He did have a good run on Deke, though.
Nobody had a good run on
Exactly right. I mean,
Yeah.
Maurice LaMarche got a job out of it. That's the best thing we can say about the Deke cartoon.
It's like being the most popular guy in prison.
But up next is Mail Away Sarge. And here's why I got Mail Away Sarge up high. It's because Mail Away Sarge, that's him and his wrestling togs from the AWA and the NWA in the late 80s. Like, that's the uniform he wore. That was an honest-to-God, real-life G.I. Joe representation. So I think that counts for something different. Mark Weber, you're the wrestling guy. What do you think?
He's such a big deal. And even though he was never one of my favorite wrestlers. And I got tired of him on the show pretty fast.
Right.
But he was a big deal because he was a legit celebrity, a current celebrity involved with the Joe brand at a very, very high level. And even though I liked the Triple T figure better, the fact that this was first, especially with the long lead up of, get your Sergeant Slaughter, collect flag points, send it in, whatever, like, he's about as big as it gets. Even though I wasn't a massive fan of the figure, because obviously I stole his waist piece to replace Thunder's broken waist piece, because you couldn't just go buy another Thunder. So I didn't have any problem ripping him apart. Of course, I think I had the Triple T guy, so I just like that one better. But it doesn't get much more important long term. Even look now, right? The balloon's not off that rose one bit.
How big a deal was it 35 years later when they announced that Sergeant Slaughter was going to have another G.I. Joe made of him?
Yeah.
And this was right on the heels of another company doing Sergeant Slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think Real World Sarge is a general.
Yeah.
I think Triple T Sarge is a general.
Yeah.
I think Triple T Sarge is a general. Yeah, definitely, because that's the one everybody knows,
I think the only time we'll get away from it is maybe down the road when we get to Warthog.
Yeah, like Warthog Sarge, he's whatever. He's just
not quite the same.
Well, no. Marauders.
Yeah, I guess so. That too.
Yeah.
So
Warthog Sarge is weird because his hat comes off, and I'm like, I don't think real Sarge's hat comes off.
No. I mean, I've met Sergeant Slaughter, and I don't think his hat comes off.
I know it's not true, but my memory is that he wrestled in the hat.
Oh, when he checked into the hotel,
he had the hat on. Yeah.
Okay. 86 is a big year, so we're not going to do it now, but we'll do the long-term tease. I have a fantastic Sarge story, and I'll tell it when we do Warthog Sarge.
Well, you've told us about that with the thumb in your
we got whole new fans, thousands of new fans now.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, General Sergeant Slaughter, times 2.
General Hawk is a major. Sergeant Slaughter is a general. Moving on.
Look, tell me Hawk's as big a deal as Sergeant Slaughter, and we'll get back in there.
Yeah, I get it.
Right.
Moving on.
Up next is Sci-Fi. And Sci-Fi I've got on the same level as Dial Tone and Iceberg and all those guys that just didn't quite get as much run as the other ones in 1986 on the cartoon and never did a whole lot besides.
What was little Mike Irizarry's reaction to a new laser rifle trooper coming out?
I liked him okay, but it didn't stop me from playing with Flash.
He wasn't as cool as Flash.
No, he wasn't. No.
And it's the easiest lazy bastard custom, right? People take the boots off of Cobra Black Star, right? And switch them on to Sci-Fi. He looks so much better with black boots.
Right.
So much better.
Yeah, I think anything would be better than those silver jobs they gave him.
Yeah. Well, and then Sci-Fi's legs, if you have a spare pair, can go on the Cobra Black Star.
And they work better there too.
For his banana pants. and it's
Right.
like the king of lazy bastard customs. Right?
Banana
Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that.
So
The Cobra Black Star waist up, or actually not waist up, belly button up, is a fantastic figure.
and
You
just
gotta
so
fix the
just so
balance.
everybody knows, I want to take a quick time out here. Joe Colton had to use the restroom, so
Fair
I
enough.
just wanted to make sure that she would be embarrassed by that when she watches this on replay.
Let's talk about her. She better wash her hands this time.
Boo! Boo! So I say sci-fi is probably a corporal just by the slimmest of margins.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like he's just was out there enough on enough promotional stuff. He got just enough viewing time on the cartoon. He's better than the guys in the private line, and that's about it.
He's Neon RoboCop. Like, all right. That's
Viper
fine.
Scout's like, Colton watches the replay. No, she doesn't.
No.
She barely watches the live show when we're doing it.
She didn't watch it live, I'll be honest.
So we'll get him on there next to his good friend Monkey Wrench.
Yeah, so you can sit down there.
Up next is Serpentor.
Hey, we're getting sci-fi in the classified line. I heard that somewhere.
Be nice. Joe
Why?
Colton, was that a satisfactory pee break?
Yes.
Did
Did
you
you
wash your hands? Did you wash your hands this time?
Yes.
Did you see her eyes get huge there? She is so
Why
embarrassed
are you
right now.
telling everyone?
Dude, we are live streaming.
I hate you all.
So were you, apparently. Woo!
Oh goodness. Come on now.
The best
I just
dad
want to
joke
point out I
ever.
was being nice.
Yeah, Ragtime Rob's a good guy here.
Yep. He's the only one.
Occam Grazer says Serpentor is a general, or this is a sham. Well, we may be a sham. Mark Weber, talk to me about Serpentor.
I mean, I think Serpentor in the green lousy cape is probably a major, but with Mindbender's cape on him.
He's a 5-star super general.
Dude, right? Like,
He
yeah.
truly is an emperor.
The only bit that will work against him, because I think he's fantastic. It was one of my favorite storylines ever in the comic, on the cartoon. I thought it was fantastic. And especially in the comic, where he's like dragging wounded soldiers back behind the line, and the other soldiers are like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
He's like,
this
"We'll
is-
leave our brothers behind." And they're like, "We do it all the time, man."
Are
We're
you
the bad guys.
are you
Oh,
new?
Yeah, I know you're the boss, but you are new here.
Life is cheap.
But yeah, the one thing, like the defining bit for me for General is can't imagine the brand without him. And there have been iterations of Joe and good iterations of Joe without Serpentor.
Right.
So he's not irreplaceable, but he's super damn valuable. So you're looking at super high major or very low general. I could be
Look,
swayed either way.
It's one of the few stories that played off well in both the animation and the comic book, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you're absolutely right. And like enough things have happened without Serpentor, and everything's okay.
Yeah.
But I can't put him on the general line either.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight major on Serpentor, but he's a very, very high major.
Joe
Yeah.
Colton, what do you think?
I would put him as a major.
Okay, all right.
This
I'm Rob. How
she
about you?
commands.
I think it's there. I mean, the idea of Serpentor is great. Someone who has the ability to usurp Cobra Commander, take that organization out from under him. But you have a time limit on that.
Right.
Really, because you ask the person on the street who's in charge of Cobra Commander.
Right. Exactly.
It makes for a good storyline. It makes for a good change. It makes for a good breath of fresh air that you need, when you're doing this. But in terms of a permanent thing, you don't want that. So you're always kind of like rooting against Serpentor at the same time.
Yeah, he did. He made Cobra Commander a sympathetic character, which is
It's a very good storyline that makes him valuable. It makes him a valuable character because, like, is this guy going to pop his ugly head back up again? What kind of trouble will this cause? But he's not 100% essential.
right. And I'm with him there. Like, he's very much Hawk's opposite number.
Mhm.
He's the guy
Destro could usurp Cobra too.
Right. He's the guy in charge until he's not.
Yeah.
Right. So there we go. Serpentor is on the major line. I thought we were going to have a bigger fight about him.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, he's cool. It's a cool idea, but like I said, Destro could make a power play and try and grab Cobra. The Twins you could see trying to make a power play, or the Baroness. So, I mean, there's other people who could try and make that play, to take control of Cobra too. So
you could totally see the Twins killing Cobra Commander in the opening 5 minutes of a major theatrical film.
Well, thankfully, no. But you could see them trying.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So moving forward, we've got Slipstream.
Ooh.
And
Private.
Really?
Private.
Yeah, I tend to agree. He got one episode in the cartoon, but outside of that, he was always getting like in every other media, he was always second string to Ace.
Captain Brown knows, right? Because they painted the flesh color over a brown head,
right?
And his face rubbed on the cockpit, right, over and over again.
Technically, he's first Lieutenant Brown knows,
which sounds dirty, but it's not. But yeah, try to find a Slipstream figure with an intact nose paint. Hard to do.
Up next would be the Stratoviper, and I'm just going to go ahead and drop the Stratoviper. There are at least some fun tidbits with the Stratoviper, like that one where his ground crew hated him, so they took out his breakout tool, and he got
drowned in the sinking Night Raven.
Right, and that was a comic story, and then there was the one on the cartoon with the female Stratoviper that had a thing for Slipstream and great private, right?
Yeah.
Other than just the caveat, absolutely loved that figure.
Oh, neat figure, right? Fantastic looking vehicle.
One of my probably five favorite Cobra figures ever. But yeah, he didn't have more importance than where he's at. But salute, man, loved that figure.
And he looks like a bad guy too,
He does.
Good color scheme.
Yes, the Night Raven pilot's name was Raven. That was not their greatest moment.
He later joined the Teen Titans.
Right. Up next is Thrasher. I liked Thrasher. The snobby rich kid Dreadnought. I dug Thrasher, but I don't think he's any more than a corporal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark?
The vehicle's better than the character or the figure.
Also true.
So yeah, he's private material. He's no monkey wrench.
But at least he's a vehicle driver with a little bit more personality than just he's the guy who drives this thing.
Yeah, I did like that they made him, rich punk, basically.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but monkey wrench eats his lunch all day long, I think.
Up next is the Viper. And you know what? I'm going to give the Viper an exception here because I think this is where Cobra's whole structure gets reset. I mean, not only is it perhaps the most popular army builder, but everything was a Viper after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, from a brand standpoint, was super smart.
Right.
They didn't have to come up with brand new names for 5 different troop builder Cobras every year. They were just the whatever Viper. Okay.
Like I know the Televiper came first, but this is where this was really set in stone. But again, just being a Viper, I can't go higher than Sergeant, but I think the Viper is even with the bat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody?
Yeah. Agreed.
I am with you.
I'm surprised that there was never a really good singular Viper story. Like I guess there was one, but they made that Mercer and he sucks.
Oh.
You are so anti-Mercer, man.
I am.
He has to be because everybody else likes Mercer.
Yeah. But up next is Wetsuit. And I think if Leatherneck is a sergeant, then I think Wetsuit is probably a lesser sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. He's more important than any corporal.
Yeah, he's a bigger deal there. And I think it's totally because they built a character around him having, bickering.
The Navy Marine rivalry. Yeah.
Right. Bickering Ricky and Lucy fights with Leatherneck. So I got him on the sergeant line, although not quite as cool as some of these other sergeants. We got Xandar, the invisible Dreadnought, and I think
Right.
that puts
Right,
him on
right.
the corporal line in case anybody has an argument.
That's fine.
That's
He's
fine.
more important than the privates, but
Yeah, but
Yeah.
got a lot
barely.
going on.
But that's
I
about it.
think he had serious potential,
Yes.
but no, he never really got that star turn, right?
No.
Yeah, he's
No.
kind of goony looking.
That's it, red hair, man.
Look, it's not the hair that makes him goony looking.
Is it the lightning tattoos on the chest? Because I've been considering
It's
them.
the whole Lisa Frank binder threw up on me vibe he's got going on.
I guess that's fair. I like that he has shoulder pads that don't attach to anything.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's from the street gang that Lisa Frank's block that she grew up on. But yeah, last is Zorana, and I think Zorana is somewhere in that sergeant major territory.
Yep. She's very popular.
Definitely higher than her brother.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly.
Well, higher than that brother, not the other one.
And that figure though, man,
That figure
hair
was a little
just
tough, yeah.
brutal. But
Yeah.
the new classified one that's coming out,
Oh.
Yeah.
Amazing.
they're making up for it
I think
almost 40 years later. But okay,
Rack time, Rob. What do you got here?
I'm leaning major.
I can't.
I mean,
put
she's
Zorana.
a big deal. She's a big deal in the cartoon. She jumps
He is a huge deal in the cartoon.
ahead of all the other dreadnoughts, and really a lot ahead of like a lot of the other Cobras that getting introduced. She's a big deal for a while in the comic book too.
Mm-hmm.
True.
She's definitely got more longevity. I mean, partly because she didn't die, but I can't be putting Zorana on equal footing with Hawk and Serpentor.
True.
Like Mindbender, maybe. But,
Yeah, they're in that same league.
but not.
I don't know.
Hawk.
I think Mindbender's
Like-
a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I got mine.
I can see the
on the major
dreadnoughts without.
line. Yeah, on the major line, I think Mindbender's the most important guy.
Yeah.
But you were saying, Rob, I'm sorry.
I like I said, I can see the dreadnoughts without Zorana a little easier than I can Cobra without Mindbender.
Yeah, she's sergeant for me, super sergeant, but
Super Sergeant.
Yeah, you
Super
talked me
sergeant.
into it.
top sergeant, EA.
Joe Colton, what you got?
I was fine with a high sergeant, so
All right, then. I guess that's where she's going to be.
If
I
it
was-
if it was classified Zorana,
oh, she'd be a major.
move her on up. But
Well, we're
what about?
we're talking characters, so whatever.
Is this earring Zorana or no earring Zorana?
It is just
We
Zorana.
can't tell they broke off.
Yeah, right.
Fair enough.
So there we go. That is your 1986 character tier list. It's definitive. Except no limitations, except no imitations. No ifs, ands, or buts. I keep thinking we're a little tough on Slipstream, but whatever.
Brown nose.
I don't.
No.
First Lieutenant Brown
saving-
nose.
I'm saving that bad boy for antiquity. Right there, you can see me do it live.
Go write it. We'll do it live.
Boom.
It's all downhill from here.
It really is.
Slowly. 87, 88.
Well,
not bad, but
It,
Rob has famously thought that for about 35 years now. So this is
is it a slow descent downhill or does it?
this is where he got off the bus all those years ago.
I looked at Psych Out and went, see ya.
yeah, but Night Force psych out.
Still not any good. He's got radar dishes on his arms. So, anyways, we're almost out
But they're removable. That's the
we are
beauty.
almost out of time. So we'll deal with that when it comes up. Joe Colton, give us some shout outs.
Oh my god. Shout out to you guys
Hey,
and the Peanut Gallery. Thank you guys for supporting us and tuning in every week. and putting up with us
Right.
in our shenanigans. And I don't know.
Shout out to the people you did the series with.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I could shout out to them.
Maybe the guy you married.
Do you know how busy it's been? Okay, so I would like to shout out to my husband, the wrist lock. He did make me dinner twice this week.
Excellent.
Crazy. And then we had Chinese food, and we're eating Chinese food for 2 days straight now.
Excellent.
And then the cast, the crew, and the video effects guys, the directors, the actors of the Orville fan series, Planetary Step.
If
There you
Wes
go.
cooks 4 more dinners next week than last week, he'll get upgraded to what I like to call Mark status.
I'll let him know.
Okay. He's
I'll
on his
let
way.
him know.
He's
Rack
my
time, Rob.
Padawan.
Rack time, Rob. Give us some shout outs.
Shout outs to, again, the Peanut Gallery and to all those graduating, either this week or in the coming weeks.
Including the daughter of former host Gary Gazzo.
That's right. Yes, the first couple of G.I. Joe fandom, his daughter is graduating high school, which, boy, doesn't that make you feel old?
Yes. I remember when she was a toddler.
Not quite a toddler, but yeah.
But yeah, like a young
Hadn't
kid.
even hit junior high yet. Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Keep it rolling. We're running long. Come on.
Right. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
I'm seeing some shout outs for, the people who have had to deal with horrible tragedy this week and previous.
Yeah.
I could go on a real tirade, but I won't.
Yeah, it was a tough week to try and be on a silly G.I. Joe podcast. It was, and shout out to you guys for making that a much better situation than I was really thinking this was going to be. Mark Weber, give us some shout outs.
I mean, touching on the same bit, but going a slightly different direction. And Rack Time Rob, feel free to take a victory lap here or spin around like the glorious guy. To all the teachers, right? Like, I work at a school, but I wouldn't call myself a teacher. But seeing how hard they work, day in, day out, just the minutia that happens every day in a school, that happens literally every day and can't be predicted, that all the teachers and all the staff just adapt to, and the kids just roll through the day with no idea all the things that got tied together and picked up and helped out, and just the whole army of educators and staff who make every school day happen. Pretty amazing out there.
I'm ready to kick your ass out of the world.
What was that?
So that was my belly. I'm sorry.
Joe, what did you do?
I touched my phone.
Well, anyway. To all the educators and school staff out there, congratulations on almost being done with this school year or being done with this school year, and please enjoy your summer vacation.
And I will echo that as well. I want to give a shout out to everybody watching us at home. Whether you're catching us live, thank you. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, give us some kind of a reaction. We love those. And they all those things help us get circulated throughout the algorithms. But again, number one thing you can do to help us out, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, like the video there, and leave us a comment. Want to give a shout out to everybody who's watching us on recording. We love you guys too. We appreciate it. It's a holiday weekend. We know you all can't be with us live because you're on the road, you're traveling, you're doing other stuff. You got family time coming up. More power to you. We appreciate you all the same. Want to give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors at Kokomo Toys. We'll sing the 10-second version of the theme song, Kokomo, Kokomo, Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo Toys.
Kokomo, Kokomo.
Kokomo.
Kokomo Toys. Beastie Boys style.
Right. And give a shout out to you guys, to Rack Time Rob, to Joe Colton, to Mark Weber. And you know what? That'll do it. We'll get out here just under 2 hours. I'm Mike Irizarry. Thanks so much for joining us here on What's on Joe Mind. We'll be back next week, Friday at 9. We will have no Mark Weber. We will have no Joe Colton. We will have the mystery guest host. But be sure to join us.
Stinky
Be
on
here
speed
with us.
dial.
Right. We're almost out of siblings, everybody. Almost. Have a great long weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to all who fell. Take care. Yo, Joe.